Good morning, guys. Are you ready for today's sweet tea?
Ooh.
Okay, so I am Jackie Rodman. I own Skinfinite, located in Stone Oak.
Oh, look at her. So fucking bougie.
I'm in Stone Oak.
Stone Oak. Miss Newport.
So
She's in Stone Oak, guys.
I'm in Salons by JC on East Montana Boulevard. What?
Nothing. I mean, that is a pretty location, but
it's not so long off TBC, but
yes. It's whatever.
And you can find me on Instagram at Skinfinite San Antonio, and my website is skinfinitesanantonio.com. I do sugaring, facials, anal bleaching, hydrofacial.
Butthole bleaching.
Yes, we do it all.
She does it all.
We cover all the nooks and crannies.
Yeah. Literally.
What else do I do? Chemical peels?
Yeah, she does it all.
I do it all. Now, Cristal also is one that does it all.
Yes. Hi, my name's Cristal Rubio. You can find me on Beauty Pro Bookkeeping on Instagram and Artsy Cristal. I am located at, I don't know my address, but I have an office inside of Venture X. I take care of all your bookkeeping needs if you're in the beauty industry, if you're a beauty professional, hence my name, Beauty Pro. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like you can find us here. I tattoo on Fridays inside Vanidosa Studios. And you can find me there every Friday as long as you book an appointment. But yeah.
Yes, I have been wanting my second tattoo. Not really, but
she's a fucking liar. She's a wuss.
I am a wuss. That's right.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah. You know, I did. I mean,
I was shaking when I got my first tattoo. And Claudia was like, "Can you do my eyebrows?" I was like, "Okay." I'm like,
"Oh my god!" I seem to be.
The shakes lasted for 24 hours.
Like, dang, was I that good?
It's like, it was the aftershock.
The aftershock.
After an earthquake, you know?
Yeah.
It was just like, and then,
oh my God. I seem to pop everybody's cherry when it comes to tattooing because I've done quite a few first tattoos on people.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I think that's what people start with now is a really tiny tattoo that no one will see in case they change their minds.
No, so the one that I just, did, and it got posted on our last episode.
Oh, the book. That was the first?
That was her first tattoo.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was her first tattoo.
Wow. And she did such a good job with the shading, guys, and with like the book, the design. It's really, really pretty.
Thank you. That's actually my favorite tattoo that I've done.
Wow.
And I think because I designed the whole thing from the beginning to the end. Like she gave me different ideas of what she wanted. Mm-hmm. And then it was just really nice, like to put, to incorporate the things that she loved, which was she loves fantasy books, magical romance and stuff. So I tried to incorporate that along with like the little 3 hearts are her kids. She didn't ask me to incorporate that. And then as I was in the middle of it, I was like, oh, by the way, these 3 hearts are your boys. So then we colored them in. Yeah. So it was cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's not what we're here for today.
Yes. Today we're here to talk about sugaring.
Some tea.
And some sweet tea. Yes, the sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
So I have been a sugarist. I've been sugaring for 3 years. Not consistently, but I learned while I was going to school. So I guess a little over 3 years because it was during aesthetic school. So I wasn't even licensed. I wasn't even licensed when I was learning in school, but obviously I was a student. You're allowed to take all these classes, which I definitely did. So I learned sugaring, and I loved waxing at school. Loved it. I'm sorry, I'm going to go on a whole
tangent
hair removal journey here from where we started.
How she started from the butt to the front. I'm just kidding.
From the back to the front.
Yeah.
Okay, so I loved waxing a lot in school. There was a point in time where I was like, maybe I'll just do waxing because I really enjoyed it.
No.
I know. Mercy was like, I can't fucking see you as a waxer. You do really good facials. I'm like, you didn't see me at school. I was the one they called when things went awry. But I really enjoyed waxing for sure. I did. And then I thought, wow, I wanted to do laser hair removal originally too, which I still do once I can afford a $100K machine. I'm like, in the next 20 years until that happens.
I've been wanting to take that course.
Oh. So but you can't now because the school closed.
No, but for the tattoo removal.
Oh, yeah.
No, but there's another school here. Yeah, the American Laser... I think it's American Laser Institute. I just got an email from them. Sorry, go.
Okay,
I apologize.
So anyways, I was looking into sugaring, which I had only heard about once I had even entered aesthetic school. But I'm more of like a natural, like crunchy girly, so I thought, let me see what this is about. I started with just watching a bunch of videos, and I said, wow, this is like really cool. So I thought, hey, let me just take a class. It wasn't really that expensive, honestly.
Yeah.
When you include like the whole kit and everything, I said, okay, you know what? This is really cool. Let's do it. So I took the class while in school, and I really liked it. And some of the girls in my class let me practice on them, and I like did 2 Brazilians. I was like right out of the gate, and I was like, okay,
the sugaring?
Yeah, it's not crazy. And that's what they didn't even teach it in the class. I just went for it. I just felt
you're like, fuck it.
I don't know.
You're like, I was that confident.
For some reason, I was that confident. But yeah, even in school though, like I did have issues with the sugar I was using, but I thought it's because I was new to sugar.
Wait, and is that the sugar you learned with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I wasn't gonna drop names, but maybe I will.
I think so. And this is one thing that I've always said, and I stand behind it. There is no like you don't sit there and talk shit about companies. That's not what you do. But I think when there is an issue with a brand, or not even a brand, but their product, and it's been brought up to them multiple times, and they still kind of sweep it under the rug, I think like others deserve to know, especially a lot of the newbies, who are just starting and are using different companies and they're trying out shit, that could be a really like a confidence, not booster, but a confidence drop. If you use a product and it's not working and you think it's you that's doing it wrong, that could literally fucking put you on a mindset of like, well, I guess this is not for me, or this is not what I want to do. So I think the reason we have this podcast is to bring education as well on the different products that work and don't work, and like a lot of this shit. So if we don't sit here and bring light to all this, who else will? Social media only? No, it's not bad to drop names if we're not bashing them, and we're not saying something that's not true.
Right. I mean, what I'm about to tell you is all facts.
Yeah. I mean, you've been through it, and it was a big old you felt like you were doing something wrong, and it was that feeling was so strong that you stopped sugaring because of that.
Right. So a couple of things led to that. A couple of factors that were out of my control. But even out of the gate, I was like, okay, this is a little more difficult than waxing, but I can do it. Like I tell myself like these words, like I can do whatever I set my mind to. And I was going to be a sugarist, and that was that. So I kept practicing on myself, and then I practiced on friends. But obviously, I've told you guys, after I had my son and I moved here, that all took place literally right after I graduated, which is very crazy because at that point I was 7 months pregnant. So
dang.
So I moved here at like 7.5 months pregnant. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take a break. I think I'll just take a break from aesthetics for a little bit. Yeah. Have the baby and take care of him, Well, he was a really easy baby, like super, super easy. So then I went and dove into all these different classes. But after I felt comfortable to open my business, after I think it was the following year, I opened my virtual business first, and then I opened eventually, like a couple months later, my spa. But
it only took me to tell her.
But yeah, yes, Cristal was the one that convinced me because I was not going to.
Yeah.
All I needed was a bookkeeper for this virtual business. I didn't want to pay no other late fees after.
Yeah. Oh man.
I don't know why that late fee like scarred me. For
I know.
I still bring it up.
It's so funny because that was the one thing that you like. That was one of the first things you told me out the door. Like, I'm so scared of having to do like paying the sales tax or the late fee.
No, I know people who keep getting late fees because they don't have any of their shit set up.
Oh my God.
I'm like,
seriously.
my head, I'm like,
you know what's so funny? So you know how you added it on the calendar, slid into Cristal's DMs?
yes.
And so Javier, over the weekend, right? It showed up on his thing. And then
that you had a lover.
Like, it's so funny because he never like if he does get jealous of shit, he never like says anything, right? But this time he came up and then he was like, "Man, I saw this slid into Cristal's DMs thing," and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then he's like, "So then I opened it and I realized it was Jackie."
He's like, damn it, it's her side wife.
I was like, I started laughing because I was like, wow. I said, oh, you still love me. You get jealous. And he's like, oh, really? This is what it took for you to know that I was like, no, but it's just me. It was just funny. Like that was the one thing that he comes up to me. Obviously, he didn't notice it last year, because you put it on there last year. But this year when he went to, he's like, the fuck? So it was funny. Yeah. All right. Sorry. Go on.
Well, Javier, I did slide in.
Yeah. She does slide it to my.
Now there's an anniversary date for
yeah.
for the sliding.
For the sliding. Oh man.
And then I freaking slid in and I was like, well, what the hell is this automatic message upon entry?
All right. I turn that shit off, man. It's so annoying every time because there's times that I'm still awake and it sends that and I'm like, wait, no, I'm here.
It's funny because, okay, now we're going off on a whole.
Sorry.
I was like, before I messaged her, I had messaged someone in South Africa thinking SA was.
Fuck. South Africa, not San Antonio. Yeah, that's why you asked if I was local.
Yes, because this other bitch was from South Africa.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, I'm looking at SA. I was like, oh, great. What am I supposed to think?
Oh my God.
But anyways, we found the right person. And okay, yes, so we opened. That's where we left off. Sorry. So we opened, or I opened. I mean, we both feel like we opened it together. But I took models, which was great. Took clients, and my first space, let me just start there. So I was very slow in the beginning, obviously, because I was fresh with no clients. But the sugaring went well to start.
Yeah.
It took me a little longer because I was still getting back into it after like having a year break. But it was I still like got my like the Brazilians done fine.
Yeah.
Everything was fine. It wasn't till I think I went to my second location. Well, no. There were certain areas, like mainly face sugaring, where I struggled in the first suite.
And I think you thought it was because of your light.
I was like, oh, it's the light. It's the sugar's getting too hot. The sugar's like just so temperamental. That was what I thought. The sugar's very like temperature dependent. My room, I mean, it was really cold in the first location, which was great. But I had the fan going, and then I said maybe it's the light. So it was a lot of things where I just couldn't. I couldn't understand why.
Yeah, and I feel like you always found a reason for why it wasn't working, rather than like, well, no, it's maybe the sugar. You always thought it was you.
I always thought it was me. One, I was like, okay, it's either me or my technique.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, I was like, why isn't it doing what it should be doing
Yeah.
in these other videos, because I was blowing through more sugar than I needed to too, which typically people say you just need one ball for all different areas per service. So if you're doing like underarms Brazilian, for example, you can just do both and then proceed with the Brazilian and be fine.
Yeah.
For some reason, it just wasn't. Like, it was mainly the facial sugaring where I was noticing it. But even with Brazilians, I would have to go back in multiple times. And you don't want to do that because you don't want to irritate the skin. So I was like, okay, it's taking me longer.
Yeah.
But, I mean, again, I thought it's because I'm new. So.
Oh, because I remember even too, when you sugared my legs, but that was at the second location. That it took like almost, 2 hours?
Yes.
For my legs, and not because my legs were hairy, but the sugar kept on melting.
It kept on. Well, okay. Let me just go. That's where I was going.
Sorry.
I saw issues even with the first location, but when I moved into the second location, that's where shit hit the fan.
Yeah, because this bitch kept
Let me tell you
not this
why.
bitch, the bitch that she rented
I
from.
didn't have control of the AC in my second location. I actually did in the first one because I was the only tenant, but which was it was great. But so the second location, I didn't have control of the AC, and there were when I first moved in, I didn't really notice, and then during most like my sugaring services, I think I really noticed one time when Cristal came in to see me, and she was like, "Is the air on in here?" And then in my head, I just realized, I was like, you know what? It is really hot in here. Mm-hmm. And I think I went to go look at the AC. I was like, it was like 80 or something like that. And I was like, oh my God. So anyways, basically my old landlord just didn't want to pay for AC. I mean, I laugh at it now, but it was kind of true at the time. Well, that's what she told me.
Yeah. So it's not like she's making up lies.
I would have to tell her in advance if I was having a client, and so she could turn on the AC.
Which is stupid.
That's what it came down to. Even though she still wouldn't turn it on sometimes. Yeah. And then I would.
And then she would say that it was broken, or that it would show that it was working on her app.
There were
all this bullshit.
A lot of different stories. And then it was, it needs to be warm in here because I do body contouring. Like, so is it melting the fat better? Maybe.
Then I need to live with the fucking heat all over my body. Oh, man.
Anyways, there's too many excuses. But what I would notice is, the sugar would just be melted. Yeah. Even if the fan was blowing right on the sugar, it would be melting. Like, I would be in there and I could tell when she would leave, it would start to get hot, and then the sugar would fucking melt.
And that sugar right now, thinking about it, that one was a darker sugar than the sugars you're using now. Mm-hmm. And that means that they let it crystallize.
So I did a screenshot of the explanation for the sugar. So
yeah, because sugar, obviously, when you want it to crystallize or you want it to get hard, it gets darker. Like, I think about it like when you're making flan. So on the bottom, like, that's how you think about it. Because when you're caramelizing the sugar, you need it to get to a really nice caramel color, like brown, not brown, but like like caramel. And then you start it, you see it going through the different stages. So obviously they fucking overheat it. So then when you're trying to work with it, it just doesn't fucking work.
It's just not pliable. It doesn't hold its shape. Yeah. It just fucking melts.
Yeah.
So at that point, I was just done with sugaring. Because I even told her, I was like, it's impossible to sugar in here because it's so, like, the temperature's so up and down, and then that ruins the sugar.
Yeah.
And I think it ruined it more because there'd be no air at night. And it would get hot, and then...
So it would all melt, and then it would have to harden up again. So it was a lot of
just, like, it was just not consistent.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah. So
it was impossible.
And I think that's when you finally, you gave up on sugaring then.
I had definitely reached my limit of just embarrassment and making all these excuses about the sugar. I'm like, it's not fair to me. It's not fair to the clients having to sit through this and take like so much time. And my clients
Yeah.
did tell me after, like, yeah, we stopped scheduling sugaring because it just took a long time. I'm like, I fucking
Yeah.
understand. I mean, if it took a long time, that's fine. But I would like it to pick up all the hairs too.
Yeah. And
including the fine hairs. And yes, it didn't.
Yeah.
I still enjoy doing brows because sometimes I'd get it done quickly, but enough to where I don't know. But it was a battle I was not winning.
Yeah.
So finally I had left and I went to, I think this is where I started to realize, but I didn't, but I went to my third location and the sugar was not working well. It was working better,
Yeah.
but it just wasn't holding up. It was getting so sticky so quickly
Yeah.
that I was losing control of it constantly and getting new sugar. And I said, okay, I've been sugaring for a while at this point. I don't know if it's just I kept saying, oh, it's like, I don't know if it's my technique or if it's other factors. I don't freaking know. So finally I was like, okay, I'm just over trying to fix it all the time. I'm just going to take it off the menu and just see what happens. See if I miss doing it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I didn't really miss it. And then I started seeing on Facebook a lot of people selling their tubs of sugar from
Sweet and True.
From Sweet and True, yes. And I saw like this whole I thought people were just giving up too. I'm like, oh, it's just too hard.
Yeah.
But there was just so many sales posts. I thought, maybe there's something else. Maybe. Because no one just goes on a selling rampage with all this paste.
And I think like maybe a lot of people, because I know I thought this as well. Maybe a lot of people thought that this was, or a lot of cosmetologists, estheticians thought that this was it. Like this was the sugar. Like this was the top of the line, the only brand. Because I had never heard of any other brand.
Let me. Okay. So a lot of people love their director of education.
Okay.
And a lot of people, even in the end, she said, I didn't even realize how many people stayed with the line because of me, because my education, how much I helped people and troubleshoot. Yeah. But there came a point where she said she could not stand behind the line anymore.
Yeah.
She had released a live a couple weeks ago saying that she had left and all her reasons why. And
you had sent, I think, right?
She said, I established the company from non-existence to being one of the leading companies on the market with my industry knowledge and their financing, business, and marketing background. And majority of the community thought she owned the company. And so everybody looked up to her because she's a well-known sugarist. And she's very active online and like all about, like her passion is basically
what's her
educating. Her handle.
Yeah.
Let me look. Because she had changed it. Okay, Myra.thesugarguru.
Sorry, I'm just being nosy. Oh, I was like, what am I not getting right?
But anyway, she had went on a live, and I just had no idea that she, like, I guess the whole community, or all the Sweet and True people were having the same issues that I was having with the sugar. And I thought, oh my gosh, how did I not realize it was the paste and not me? Because I was very hard on myself.
Yeah.
Because I try and be the best at everything. And if I'm not, then I'm not going to offer the service. If I'm not like completely amazing or it gives amazing results.
Oh, see, and this girl, like,
etc.
She's a masterclass guru dedicated to inspiring, motivating, and organizing our worldwide community of students and educators through diverse educational offerings of all things beauty, health, and fitness.
yeah, she just started this is her new chapter,
Yeah.
her new website she's doing. So she's still building this, which is great. And everybody, even after I was seeing like paste for sale before the live dropped, but
Yeah.
after it dropped, there was a lot of people getting rid of their paste. Everybody
Dang.
was leaving that
And-
I seen, and including myself.
Yes.
Let me get there. As soon as I watched the live, guys, I'm not even exaggerating. I threw my paste away. I had 2
You're like,
tubs.
fuck this. Fuck selling it.
No, seriously. I
Yeah.
was like, I don't want to. I mean, why?
Why?
I don't want to sell used paste anyways.
Yeah.
But it's. I mean, I was just like,
Sorry, I'm watching a video of how they do it because I've never, obviously, when you do it, I'm just like.
You're like, just do whatever. But let me tell you about the sugar. So they upscaled their production massively and have not been able to produce quality, consistent paste ever since. Proficient professionals are experiencing skin lifting, especially in the labia and underarm areas, histamine reactions, sore joints, and pigmentation issues because of the paste. Yes.
Dude, like, I
Isn't
mean,
that crazy?
we did a test on the.
We have been testing out. I'll get to the lines I've
Sorry.
been
I'm sorry.
testing out later.
I'm skipping
But-
ahead.
But the thing is sugaring is already a difficult
Yeah.
craft. So if you don't have a good paste to work with that's reliable, that's not consistent, then it's like
Yeah.
you're shooting blanks. I mean, it's sorry.
You're shooting blanks, guys.
Or
You
you're
heard
not-
it here.
You're just not getting anywhere.
You're shooting blanks. Oh my God.
So it's sad sometimes when a small business will upscale and sometimes they'll lose. I feel like they lose their finesse.
I feel like that happens in not just in the aesthetics world, but also like just in the beauty industry in general.
Yeah.
Where I understand the reasons why people sell, and I think we always think, oh, what a sellout, but obviously they're selling for a reason, and it's I like from Pulp Riot, I finally heard the reason why they sold, but once they sell or they, like you said, they get bigger, whoever buys them off or even themselves, they change the ingredients on things, and it loses its quality. It loses like that.
It loses. Sometimes they'll replace some of the
The
ingredients that
essence.
made it
That
great.
essence. They lose that fucking
Or they'll
essence.
like cheapen it. And
Yeah.
it's like what the fuck?
Yeah, and it's like I know one of my biggest things, like I know with Pulp Riot is like when they sold to L'Oreal, they were good for a while up until maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago, where they changed their formula for their purple, because now when it fades out, when it fades out, it fades to blue, when before the purple would fade out to a lilac.
Oh.
So now it doesn't, and that's one of the things that that happened. But what they when the owners of Pulp Riot, they waited up until last year, I think it was, and they created another brand. That brand is everything that you
really?
see light purple, because they kept their formula, But yeah, so it does change a lot. It makes a big difference, and I think when people don't speak up, when stylists or estheticians don't speak up on these things that happen, people continue to support because they see influencers or not but educators that keep on showing their brand, and they're like, well, they're still using it until they realize,
Yeah, and it's like there's been a lot of times even for me where it's like you fall in love with the educator and your rep,
Yes,
and then you want to stay with the company.
yes.
But it was getting to a point where this was the point where like I just can't do it anymore. And it's crazy how, yes, I did wait till Myra left, basically.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, okay, I have all my evidence I need to not feel sorry for myself and my sugaring career anymore.
Like,
but I'm...
What's that Taylor Swift song? It's me.
It's me. hi. I wasn't the problem. It wasn't me.
Nope. This is all.
It was such a wave of relief too.
Sweet and true?
Sweet and true.
Yeah. I wanted to call it, I always called it actually sugar and true.
Sugar and true.
I don't know why.
But, okay, another thing too is the paste is caramelized and not cooked properly, which is why beginners and proficient practitioners are having issues on many levels. Simply try any other brand and you will find yourself not working as hard to make the sugar work.
Yeah. Because how long did it take you this time to do my underarm? It literally took maybe 30 minutes or less
here's what I just knew. Here's when I just knew it was the fucking paste. I went on this dive down this sugaring Facebook group and I said, okay, what is the best brand then? Because I thought I freaking knew and I was dead wrong. And a lot of people said try Kiko, and it's this Hawaiian brand. They have their sugars, back bar products, things like that. They're a really small sugaring company, which is sometimes like what you need. But Hawaii is a hot place, and in my head I'm like, okay, Hawaii's pretty hot, beach area. The sugar has to hold up in those heats and tropical climates. I'm like, okay, this must be good, right? Yeah. So I ordered them. I think Cristal. No,
yeah, we did.
No. So I had my friend who was my model, and I don't know why. When I heated the sugar, I looked at it. I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. I just knew. Like I felt it. I you do your sugar ball. I was like, ooh. I was like, wow, this is really like pliable and flexible. There's no stickiness. It's just like
what it's supposed to feel like.
It's good.
Yeah.
So I did her underarms in like record time, guys.
Dang.
And this was her first appointment. And usually with beginners, they get like sweaty,
Yeah.
And then that breaks down the paste.
Yeah.
This paste did not break down. It took me maybe like 10 minutes.
No way.
If 9 minutes. Like literally, I was home.
Yeah.
At the 25-minute mark, which is usually where my appointments are supposed to end. I was home.
Shit. Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. I was like, Tyler.
Yeah. Oh, man. Even he noticed that, I'm sure.
He was like, you're back really quick. I said, yeah, I know. I was like, I know, I'm back.
Yeah.
And then the underarms went well. And then the thing that was hard was the facial hair. I was like, okay, my second client's going to come in for like her facial area.
Chin and...
yes, cheeks and chin.
Yeah.
And neck. But that has been a hard area. She has been sugared before, and she was like, yeah, it took forever. Guys, first of all, it took off all the hair without me going over it a trillion times. And second of all, it held up the whole service. Both times, I did not need to grab more paste. It was literally, I just done.
Yeah.
And she was like, wow, that was really fast. Again, 15 minutes.
What?
And it took out like everything. Like I was going crazy. I was like, are you serious? I have been struggling for this long with freaking Sweet and True. I was like, oh, I'm so pissed. I was happy and then I was pissed. I had these waves of like, oh my
up
God.
And down, yeah.
And then Cristal came and she noticed a difference too.
Yeah.
Because I did her
right here and on my whiskers.
I would always struggle with the lip, and her like lips would be like so puffy because I would go over it and I'm like, oh, so sorry. This time, her lip was not red. I mean, it was red, but not like
it normally gets.
Not like
mine gets
puffy.
Extremely red.
And I got up in her nose hairs. I got literally like everything, and even the chin area. That's like such a hard part to get. By the way, if you're like sugaring, like the fine hairs and the terminal hairs,
because I have a lot of peach fuzz,
and it was quick. It was the paste held up. and it did not break down. All 3 times it did not. That's the number one.
Yeah.
Like, this is the number one thing. It did not break down, which I was like,
You're like, this is it.
this is it. This is what it's supposed to be.
Oh my gosh.
So Kiko is a very good
Is
brand.
that and that's the one that you used this last time as well?
No. So I had bought Kiko. And then Radic Labs, I've heard of, and they are based out in the Netherlands.
Oh, shit.
I was like, okay, we got a company from Hawaii. Let's do one from the other part of the world.
Especially because you know that going and ordering stuff from Europe, a lot of the things, they're a lot more cleaner than in the U.S. because there is a lot of ingredients that are illegal to use in Europe. That should be legal here as well, but that's something else. But anyway, a lot of their product is extremely clean. Well, all of their product. And I love their packaging.
Okay, so what I really like is they have a classic line, then they have a prebiotic line. And the prebiotic line I had heard really good things about, especially that have prebiotics in it and sugar, lemon, water.
Yeah.
And then their back bar was good. They have like rose water toner, and then like a soothing milk, and then a hexagonal ingrown balm. And it's funny because I watched a live about them afterwards, and I was like, okay, I did a couple things wrong because that paste I had a little bit more of a hard time with because they said
she warmed it up.
She said, okay, so. They say you don't have to warm it, when I just didn't believe them for some reason, even though the company said this.
Yeah.
I'm very hard-headed sometimes. I said, how can I not warm it up? So I warmed it up like an idiot. And I was like, this shit's not coming off as easy. It's not as like pliable.
Yeah.
I was like, So I said, okay, let me use the firmer paste, not warmed up. And I was like, this is weird. It's cold paste. It's going to just drag and pull.
It didn't.
And she said it was fine.
Yeah.
And it worked. It worked well when I used that one. So I thought, okay, I have to experiment more without warming it up.
And that's what I every time I go in with Jackie when she needs to try new things, I always tell her, just try it how it tells you to try it, because I'm going to be honest and tell you exactly like, oh, maybe this hurt more or whatever. But because if I don't know, like, I'm not going to complain about it. I'm going to tell you. And if I complain about it, I'll tell you like, hey, this was done wrong, or it just felt weird or whatever. Like, I'm never not going to be honest with you when you're trying new shit out.
Yes. And another thing was when I watched the live after with the CEO talking about the products and stuff, I realized I used way too much products.
No way.
He was like, you need one little drop of the cleanser, one little drop of... I was
this bitch went...
I did 2. Like,
and then when
another reason?
And then when that wasn't enough, she went like a third time.
Well, I was just used to Sweet and True and their like methods, like, oh, you have to really clean it or it's going to get stuck to the skin.
But that's because they wanted you to fucking go through their products so fast so you could order more. Not talking shit. Yeah, I am.
And I when I saw the little amount he used, I was like, oh,
yeah.
Whoops.
But no,
it worked, drops.
But it worked really good. And then she also tried it. Well, that's where you tried with the dryer paste. And it picked up all the little hairs. We didn't do my forearm. I just wanted her to try a little piece. But I always do get like the little red dots, no matter what, I think, on my arms. But it goes away right away.
Yeah. It's pretty normal for that to happen. Like,
I always do. Like,
that happens to me when I do my arms for some reason. It's no other area but my arms.
We should do my arms.
I get bumps. Oh, yes. We'll have to do... Well, I'm going to try... I told
we should
Cristal...
we should do a podcast on...
On sugaring?
Yeah. Yes. Let's try it.
Maybe we'll borrow Javier's balls for the...
Backstory to that. She was because I was telling Javier that she was waxing or sugaring my armpits, and he's like, "Oh, can she sugar mine?" And then Jackie's response was,
"I'll do everything in the balls." I
think. And then Javier goes, "Oh, I'm scared." Oh my God. Yeah. So that was the little tea.
The tea.
The tea.
Well, some men will do a cleanup, like right at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I've never done that, I will say. But I said, you know what I've been wanting to try is doing like ear sugaring.
Yeah.
Because I feel, if sweet and true, I was like, oh, hell no. I'm going to get sugar like all up in someone's ear. But with this one, I feel like I'm in control of it. I did not lose control with Kiko. With Radic, I did, maybe because we did a little extra cleanser, little warm.
I told him that he should be a model for that, but because he tweezes out all his freaking hairs.
He was like, hell no.
Yeah, no, and I told him, I said, you should let it grow a little bit. And he's like,
I could probably convince somebody I know to do it.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do Tyler's like hairline for a while.
Dang.
He gets little he's now getting tiny little back hairs too. Very, very tiny.
Oh man.
Like
that age. I know, with the sugaring. Oh man. So yeah, so if you are using this brand and you are having issues with it, switch and don't think it's you. Like, I think that's the first mistake. Everybody thinks that, especially with this brand, that it's them and they're the issue, but it's not you. I would honestly try to venture out and try other products because it's not always just the one line. There's so many lines to everything that you want to be able to pick what's going to be right for you. And again, we have she's seen many others who have had the same issues as her with this line. So we're not here to put down a line or to say, I guess to make up lies. This is all shit that it's been proven. There's so many other estheticians and waxers and sugarists who have tried that line. Or I'm sure, imagine like if there is a waxer who is trying to go into sugaring instead of waxing, and then this happens, they're going to be like, fuck this.
Yes, because I've heard of waxers. There's a lot of waxers that offer both waxing and sugaring, which is cool, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I considered it at one point, but yeah, they're gonna be like, fuck this, like I don't want to do this. But clients are asking for it too. Like the ones I've talked to who offer both say, oh, it's because my clients like asked me if I could have sugaring be an option.
Yeah,
but that's just my 2 cents, guys. I feel like their inconsistency in their mass production was just kind of the downfall, and the brand is saying it's not the paste. Yeah. It's our family recipe, which, I mean...
But you mass produced it already, so...
But I'm just like, okay, so there's a lot of complaints.
Yes.
It's not just like
and
a couple
have they
people.
Even addressed it?
They're like, oh, it's... They say it's all the things. It's what's the temperature of your room.
It's always everybody else but them.
Your prep. What's your technique? Like, Let
me see.
I will say, even the educators are complaining.
Sweet and sugar, sweet and true.
Even some of the educators have said, yes, we've totally ditched sweet and true. We've been educators for years. My educator up in Austin.
I was trying to see if they've even... They haven't even
addressed it. I know. I've been kind of looking too, just to see if they're even going to make a statement, because, this sugaring group is literally just... I don't want to say talking trash, but they're saying a lot of things.
Is their sugar grainy?
Grainy.
Like
someone said that they had ordered a pro paste too, and it was a soft, or they said there was a bunch of water on the top.
Because right now I just saw or maybe
another thing is like the skin should never lift from sugar.
And look at how dark that looks, and it actually is melting off like a lot in that video. Like it's like dripping.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm no sugarist, but I don't think it should be doing that.
Yeah. The problem is, like, you're working so hard to try and make this paste work, and you shouldn't have to be working so hard to do it. The sugar should hold its form. It shouldn't be sticky. It should be consistent.
I feel for when it looks like this, they probably had it in the refrigerator.
Oh my god!
So it can get hard a little bit, and then because this is the only one that's looking like this, and then you see everybody else's videos, and it's fucking falling apart.
What's funny too is, I feel like Myra had said a lot of new sugars were turned off because they were learning with this. It wasn't working, and then they would just give up because it was too hard. Yeah. And that's just really sad because I was about to throw in the towel. Mm-mm. I definitely was, because I thought, this is just not working. It's not even picking up hair. Sugaring sucks.
Yeah.
But then when I realized I should have just been trying out different pastes from the beginning. Like I said, why did I just stay with one line? But it's again,
that's so
the
weird.
Educators.
I know, but you always you're not the person who will just try the one line and that's it. You always do try others.
Yes. So that's what, okay. Actually, I did try another line for a very small amount of time. I was turned off to order more because that's when I had my incident at the second location where I lost my product because there was a little ant incident and they ate my sugar.
Yes.
Every time I say it, I laugh because people are like, oh, your product was eaten. I was like,
yeah.
I had to throw everything away. I didn't want to order more.
Oh,
so that was the end of that. And I had tried it too, and I did like it. I was starting to try it, but I didn't go anywhere because I only had it for such a short amount of time. So I invested so much money. I don't want to order more sugar.
Yeah.
Because it was imported too from Canada. I was like, I don't want to. And I don't know why I should have gotten more. But at that point, I was just done with everything else and sugar. I was like, all my products got thrown in the trash. I just lost so much money. It was all my sugaring products I had to throw away.
Sorry, I just felt my legs are already prickly.
Yes, I'm so excited because now I'm a sugarist again. I feel like
I'm letting my leg hairs grow for her.
And I asked her. I said, "Hey." At first, I asked Desiree. I said, "Hey, can I sugar your legs?" And she's like, "I don't have hair in my legs." I was like, "You bitch, you lucky bitch." I said, "Okay, okay, I'll just see if Cristal has hair on her legs." And then I said, "Oh, duh." After I asked her, I said, "Oh, I've sugared your legs before. I know you grow hair on your legs."
I'm Mexican.
I was having a dumb brown-haired moment.
Oh man, no, but
there we go with the stereotypes.
There we go.
Anyways, I mean, I guess the whole point of this podcast today in this episode was even I believed that they were the best company too. Let me just say again, because they won Best Sugar of the Year on Dermoscope like every single year, except for not last year. I think the year before they didn't, and then I thought,
oh shit,
I thought that was weird. But then they won again this year, so I said, okay, that's really weird that happened. But now I know for sure they're not gonna.
Who did they bribe? I'm just kidding.
I know. I was wondering.
Yeah.
Now I doubt they're gonna win again after this. I hate to say it, hate to say any of it, but
you're like, it's
what sucks too is their back bar is really good. That was a downside for people because they do like the back bar a lot.
Yeah.
But
so it's just their sugar guys. Again, it's not. We're not putting down a company. We're just get your shit together, true and sweet and true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get it together. Yeah. Well, let's do more quality control checks and see.
Don't forget, the heart of your company is the consumer, which is all your estes, all your cosmetologists who do sugaring. Pay attention to them. Hear them out. If they're telling you there's something wrong with your shit, pay attention rather than saying it's your room, it's the temperature, it's whatever the fuck. Take responsibility.
If you start hearing, I feel like all of these excuses, then it has to be something wrong. Because then I feel like the educators kept putting out videos on how to sugar, all these videos, and I was like, well, even then I see them going over it again. So I said this. Now when I look at it, I'm like, wow, how did I not see all that? But
Again, it's we see educators doing it who we love, and then we're like, well, they're working at it. They've been doing this for a while, so maybe it'll take time for me to get there. But
Yeah.
it's not that, guys. Like, just do more research on shit. Don't buy a shitload of product from one company when you haven't tried it out, Jackie. Try it out first.
Wait, what?
From Sweet and Sugar. True, yeah. Like,
so what?
because you go and buy a whole kit with this company, and then obviously you didn't try it first.
With Erratic Labs?
No, with Sweet and True.
Oh,
yeah, and I mean now
I like their warmer.
Yeah, I mean, and now now I think you're still, as you're buying the other lines, it's good. You're trying them out. You're not buying an abundance of stuff, is what I mean. Like, and you're just buying your basic stuff that you need to sugar, so you could use everything from that brand, so that you know that it's gonna work. Mm-hmm. Because then, if you buy one thing from here, the other one from there, and this is your first time trying it, and let's say there's something wrong with it, and be like, oh, the sugar doesn't work, when maybe it was because you're supposed to use the whole line together. So also keep in mind that, like, if you are trying different sugars, don't give up on something when you haven't tried their whole line or everything that comes along with it, whether it's their powder or their cleaning. Oh my gosh, their cleaner there. I'm like, I couldn't even cleanser. I
didn't know what the hell she was talking about.
I couldn't fucking think. Or their cleanser, make sure that you use everything that comes along with it. That way you could give an educated
But let me just say this
response.
Too. I notice with a lot of waxing and sugaring companies, they always have like a sample kit.
Yeah.
So this is what I did at first. With Kiko, I had a weird feeling that they were going to be bomb as fuck. So I bought the full size. But no, I only bought 2 of the full size tubs.
Yeah.
Because sugar's not that expensive. It's fucking sugar, guys. It's not like wax.
Yeah.
Just saying. And then I bought the samples of the cleanser, toner, and the powder.
Yeah.
So those were samplers. The tubs we just got.
Yeah.
And do I love it? I do.
Yes.
I do. I want to go back and buy more tubs of paste and see.
But she has to wait.
But yes, Cristal's like vetoing that, even though sugar's cheap as fuck. It's like,
I know.
what the fuck?
But like I haven't been on you so much about your spending because, you haven't been doing horribly with your spending.
But I'm testing out just 2 lines right now.
Yeah.
That's nothing crazy. With the second line, I did get the sample kit because it was a really good bundle deal.
Yeah.
It was the two of the most used sample tubs of sugar.
Yeah.
And then it was their cleanser, their toner, and it was a full size of the ingrown serum and something else. The soothing milk.
Yeah.
They gave me a sample of the powder, which is actually a lot of powder.
And that's actually I like the feel to it.
It's it has
smooth?
bentonite. It has like bentonite in it.
Oh, and bentonite
It's natural.
clay is
And I
actually
loved-
really good.
And I loved that about that company.
Yeah.
Because they're very sugaring companies are natural anyways, guys. Unless that you get the fun colored paste. That's a whole nother story.
Oh, you don't want that.
Some people
you don't want that.
It's weird. There's one company that does like red, blue, yellow. Like it's weird.
No,
It's
you don't want any dyes
We're in a candy shop now.
going into your fucking skin.
I don't
No,
either. No,
I don't. Yeah, but yeah,
yes. Get sample kits. I was even talking to other waxing friends about this, and they said, "Oh, I'm wondering if it's my wax that's causing my Brazilians to be longer, or whatever." I'm like, and I say, "Okay, is this the only wax you've ever used?" Yes. It's like, okay, now I'm telling people, don't just go with the same wax for years and years.
No,
they keep coming out, waxing or sugaring, guys.
Yeah.
Just keep trying new things out. Go to the shows and they'll let you sample different waxes too.
I know.
That's another thing. And same with sugar too. You can get your arms sugared, like any area sugar, just to try out different pastes. Or you can get different waxes and try the consistency.
Yeah.
And see how you like it.
Yes. Always try before you buy.
Try before you buy.
But yeah, that's the tea today, guys.
Mm-hmm.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode. Also, when you listen to this episode, it's gonna be Jackie's birthday. So happy birthday, Jackie!
Stop.
Because this releases on October 15th.
Oh shit!
Yes, so happy
birthday to me.
Ooh, 29. You're closer to 30.
I will be in my last year of my 20s. So
You have to do a photo shoot of death to your 20s when you're about to turn 30.
yes, next year I'm gonna go all out. I'm gonna go to fucking Italy
Yes.
and just celebrate being 30, I guess.
Yes.
And the night before, I told everyone I'm having a funeral for my youth.
Yes.
Thrown away all my crop tops, all my cute little
Aw.
20-year-old things I had. And we're going to, yes. So that's going to be the funeral. We're going to have a gravestone. And everything.
Damn.
And a black cake.
Oh, I like that.
With a coffin. It'll be all.
With some gold dripping around it.
Yes.
That would look so cool.
We will be in mourning.
Yes.
The last day of the 29th birthday. Or the 29th year.
The 29th year.
And then the next day we party. We're like,
yes, welcome to my 30s.
Welcome.
Believe me, your 30s are better than your 20s.
I believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, 30s are better than your 20s. I think there is just more, I don't know. You've learned and you continue to learn. I feel like in my 30s I found myself a lot more, and
yes.
Like I drew more boundaries. I was more aware of what I wanted from me and not what I thought people wanted from me. Yeah.
I know. I really feel like these past 2 years, even owning a business and becoming like a mom of two and moving around a lot too, I feel like has made me come into my own, meeting all these different kinds of people. Not gonna lie, San Antonio has been the worst place for me, but I'm thankful because I did a lot of growing here.
Yeah.
Like mentally, emotionally, like all the things. I feel like I have learned a lot, and I wouldn't trade the experience for the world. And then I met lifelong friends. I met Cristal.
Yay.
I met Desiree. I met Matthew. Sorry, Matt.
Matthew.
He's gonna like censor it.
Censor it. No, nobody calls me Matthew.
No, and I love doing this podcast too. This has also become a big part of my business, and then my business too, my clients. That'll be the sad day, is I will miss my clients.
Oh my gosh.
So much.
Oh, I always keep on forgetting you're leaving me.
Yes.
But that's not till like when? That's still a long time, right? August?
We have a whole other year here to hang out.
Yes.
Yes. So we'll revisit my 29th.
Yes.
The last day of my 29th next year.
Yes. But thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful day or a wonderful night or whatever time it is that you guys are watching us. We hope you've had a great Tuesday.
Yes. Have a great day, guys.
Bye.
Bye.